It was a scorching hot day for state track, and I'm not talking just about the weather. In field events earlier today, Landon Corker tied his school record of Fairfield, 6 feet 7 inches. Yeah, now we got a dunk contest going on behind us right now, and Tyon's about to go. So if you want to, we can just take a look at his next dunk real quick. Whoa. Now that's a little bit of the reason why Kansas just offered him, correct?
Yeah, Tyon is a very special player, and he's gotten better fast, and obviously with athleticism like that, Tyon I think could be one of the absolute best players in the country, and we're lucky to have him.
Yeah, now, last thing I'll ask you, Coach, each season is different, but like you said, you guys play that tough schedule, and it's proved to pay it off. Just heading into the season, how are you feeling about it?
No, I feel good. I think we have all the pieces to be very, very good. So we're hoping, we've played a competitive preseason schedule, and I like where we're at. I think we could end up being very, very good. So, we'll play a tough schedule. We'll challenge ourselves. But between JD and Tyon, we have two really special players coming back. We've added a lot of talent, and we're looking forward to a really good year.
Yeah, now, Coach, I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for taking the time with you. And if you couldn't be here today, they have a scrimmage on Thursday right here against William Penn. From the Hellier Center, James King, KTVO Sports. The Ottumwa Bulldogs were in Safer Stadium bright and early this morning for Media Day. The Bulldogs got their first chance to throw on their game jerseys, take a few pictures ahead of their season. Then they had their first full padded practice.
Okay, we know you're a reporter with sports, but are you good at this?
Oh, I mean, just watch. Come on, you ready?
Okay, we're watching. Your turn.
I'm gonna throw one, okay?
You're gonna throw one. Clearly, you got to keep your day job as a reporter, too.
For now, you can keep on running. They're encouraging you to stay active during social distancing as long as you're practicing those same principles of staying 6 feet apart and washing your hands as much as possible. Welcome back, James King here in Des Moines for another exciting day of state wrestling. Now, we've had 7 area wrestlers still with a shot to win a state title. 3 of those guys coming from Centerville. The Ottumwa football team has had a storied past. New head coach Brian Goodwin is looking to pull a Marty McFly and take his team back to the future. Now, they've been hard at work here at training camp the past few days, looking to make sure they can do what they set out to do, become Ottumwa tough. Now, we're still a few weeks out, but it would still be an interesting first week here in Ottumwa. Head coach Brian Goodwin's son is the head coach at Marshalltown. They'll be coming here to Ottumwa for that season opener. Now, we'll have to wait and see if the son can out-tough the father. They say there's no place like home, and for the Warriors so far in December, that has been more than true. Indian Hills hasn't left their home floor this entire month, and they're undefeated in those contests. Tonight, they look to keep their record in the Hellier Center clean in the championship game of the Hy-Vee Classic. And one guy who's loved that time at home is Chris Childs. Childs has been their leading scorer this month, and he kept rolling tonight. 3-ball falls early in the first half, and it got hot in the Hellier Center very quick. Childs from the corner again. Money one more time. Hills jumped out to an 11-5 lead. Sigourney rolled into Keosauqua at 5-0, looking for win number 6 over Van Buren. And the Cobras came out firing, up 6-0. J.D. Stout fake handoff has James Moore over the middle, and Moore makes the sweet one-handed grab, setting up SK in Warrior territory. A few plays later, and the Cobras give it to their bell cow back Brady Duwa, and he can do-wah that all day long. Gets the edge and cuts back across the field, eases his way in for 6. Iowa was one of the last states playing 6-on-6 girls basketball at the high school level. In 1993, they began playing just 5-on-5. But even so, the history of the sport is beginning to fade. That's why Jennifer Sterling of Humanities Iowa is touring the state, looking to keep those memories alive. Since the consolidation of Eddyville, Blakesburg, and Fremont schools, Blakesburg Elementary's gym hosts a rare high school 5-on-5 basketball game. But it wasn't always that way. On Sunday in the gym, Jennifer Sterling brought the history of the 6-on-6 girls game back to Blakesburg. Wrestling is one of the few team sports that isolates one person against the other. On the mat, it's just you and the opponent that stands before you. It would be an understatement to say that Albia's senior wrestler Aiden Reeves has been dominant. Last season, he went undefeated en route to another state title, and this month's Complete Family Medicine Student Athlete of the Month has greater aspirations.
Separate myself. I came in, after last year, I obviously had a pretty good year, and, the goal this year is to have the most dominant season in Iowa high school history.
Aiden wrestles in the 126 weight class, and Flow Wrestling has him at number 5 in the country at that weight. He's been a state medalist 3 times and is twice a state champion. And with his name already hanging on the walls of the Blue Demon Wrestling Room, the inspiration he leaves for those to follow is parallel to the success he's had.
He's following in the footsteps of another Division I athlete that we've got now in Carter Isley. So, you know, there was a time when Aiden wanted to be Carter, and now we've got kids that want to be Aiden.
It's awesome to have those guys look up to you. It's really humbling, and it's something when you're a little kid, you know, you look up to those guys, and it's the inverse of that. Being one of those guys now is just something that you always dream of being. You know, it's something you aspire to do your entire life.
He's really motivational. He's always there. He's got encouraging words. He knows so much, like helping us out. He can teach anybody about anything.
Next fall, Aiden will join Iowa State's wrestling program, and even with all that success in his past and potential in his future, he strives to prove himself day in and day out.
I believe that the only pressure you really have is stuff that you put on yourself. So nationally ranked, you know, top 5 is really cool, but you got to take it for what it's worth. You know, they don't go out and raise your hand because you're ranked higher than the other kid, you know, so it's coming in and making those investments every day and still improving.
On the mat, you only get 6 minutes to showcase your abilities, but the passion you show while doing it can be passed down from one generation to the next. From Albia, James King, KTVO Sports. Lily Anderson. Many of you have seen the Ottumwa senior on Tuesday and Friday nights in Evans playing for the girls basketball team. On the floor, Anderson averaged just under 16 points and 8 rebounds for the season.
Second year in a row where she's been in the top 2 or 3 in free throw attempts and makes, and then in the top of the charts in blocks. All of her numbers just add up to somebody I think that hopefully has a chance to be an all-state player.
But what if I told you that for March's Complete Family Medicine Student Athlete of the Month, basketball was just her second sport? Lily will be attending Southern Methodist University in the fall on scholarship for equestrian.
My sister started riding when she was younger, and then when I was born, it was just something that I always did, that I've always done, and then I hope that I can always continue to do.
She'll be stepping into one of the elite programs in the nation. The Mustangs are in the top 3 of the National Collegiate Equestrian Association rankings ahead of next month's national championships.
I love the coach down there, and I know that there are more girls coming in that will really add to the team, so I'm really excited for the future.
And as good as she is in her 2 sports, she's even better in both the locker room and the classroom.
She's a 4.0 student, valedictorian. It works for that too. That success, she doesn't rest on it. She wants to be better, and she's a really good teammate. She does a good job in a leadership capacity, and I think that transcends everything that she does.
Anderson will be the only student from Ottumwa High to go to college for equestrian, but her path can inspire anyone from the city of Bridges and beyond to do what they love.
It just shows that you can really be from anywhere to do whatever you want, basically. I just think it's really cool because not a lot of people know what it is, and so when I tell them like I ride horses, they're like, oh, that's so cool.
From Ottumwa, James King, KTVO Sports.